If I'd known there would be so much talk about buttonholes, I would have pointed out I actually have one. Don't grab it.
Has anybody read anything by Harlan Coben? Very, very famous. You know, everything's a bestseller, usually #1 bestseller. I was on a panel with him at VoucherCon, the big mystery convention a few years ago, and it was about research. And he said, you know, it's really funny that I'm up here because I never research anything. He said that he'll have readers email him all the time telling him that, you know, this street doesn't exist in this city, or this building isn't where you said it is. And he said, I always give him the same answer. You know what I do for a living? I make shit up. So that's his solution to research.
A lot of people think that first person is more intimate and third person is more objective, and I think that's crap, because third person can actually be as pulled back as if to make the story a play, where you're not inside anybody's thoughts. And then sometimes third person can be so far inside those characters' thoughts that you finish it and you think you read a first person story. So it really depends. Third person is very, you can also in third person switch, you can kind of zoom in and out in an effective way if that's what you need your story to do.
The best thing you can do for yourself is to have a professional letter. You are already going to be so far ahead of a lot of people right away. So what does that mean? It's a business letter. I see way too many letters that are super casual. They start with, I brought some examples of ones that I actually got just in the last month. I got one that was to all agencies, reps, creative departments, and production companies.
In 1905, might seem a long time ago, but not that long ago, the highest paid writer in the world, the most successful writer in the world, earned $1 a word. That's still pretty good money. If you write 100,000 words, you get $100,000. And believe you me, in 1905, that was a fortune. And that writer was Mark Twain. And somehow or another, it got out that he was making $1 an hour, or $1 a word. And somebody sent him a request for his autograph and enclosed a $1 bill. And Mark Twain, true to his rate, responded with just one word, thanks, and sent it back to the guy, who was expecting 2 words, but for Twain, for $1, that wasn't worth it. He believed that writers were primarily workers, that they had an obligation to think of their work as work, that they were honest craftsmen, first and foremost, and that they made their money in honest ways, providing entertainment, wisdom, enlightenment, whatever it was that they did. But he never deviated from the idea that he was first and foremost a craftsman, so that at one point, one of his favorite jokes was that he said, I never write metropolis when I get the same money for city. And I think he felt that it was important on his part to be true to his profession, just as you would if you were creating goods in a factory. It's not a very romantic way to think about writing, but I said that what I would talk about here is getting serious about success. And it really means that you take your writing job as seriously as you would take any other job, except you're the boss. And therefore, when someone mentioned that part of the challenge of being a writer these days is to turn off the internet, it's absolutely true. It's not only turning off the internet, it's turning off everything. And when I mentioned that silence is the writer's friend, I really mean that getting away from people, getting away from distractions, and sitting down and writing something is crucially important if you're actually going to be a writer.
I hear you make playlists for your books. Tell me about that ritual. So apparently I have a ritual, and it's to make a playlist for every book I'm writing. And I just listen to it over and over again. And sometimes it's just one song.
I would have to say the book that was most influential to me was Ray Bradbury's The October Country, which is actually an anthology of short stories. You know, middle school is a really crappy time, and that little book, it was my first introduction to Ray Bradbury. I've since gone on to just love everything. But that really got me through some tough times during those middle school years. And I wrote him this amazing long letter, amazing that I poured my heart out. That's much, not that it was written amazingly. And I just poured my heart out. And this is in 2002. I was an adult by then, and I wrote out this long. I got to put it in context. Okay, I wrote out this long 3-page. Oh my God, you got me through this. You got me through this. You got me through this. Now I want to be writing my first book. It's going to be published, blah blah. And I just went on and on. And I sent it off to his publishing company, knowing I was never going to hear from him. And on a Sunday in May in 2002, my phone rang, and my husband answered the phone. And he said, it's Ray Bradbury. And it was. And he was just the most wonderful man. If you can imagine how wonderful he is, he was what we talked, I don't remember what we talked about, but then he sent me an autographed copy, inscribed copy, because I told him I had 3 daughters. He said he has 4 daughters, and of Fahrenheit 451, and they were doing one book, one city in Los Angeles then, and it was just the most awesome thing. So that's my cool Ray Bradbury story.
I'm Ray Bradbury.